What's good with y'all boys, man? We back with another One Piece video, bro. We finna be going over the 1,113 predictions for this upcoming chapter. Last chapter, y'all know we left off after a 3-week break. We left off with Mars coming back. And he ended off in the room where he seemingly thinks the broadcast is coming from, but he gets interrupted. So we kind of left off with a little cliffhanger with that shit last week. Now, getting straight into it, I expect for us to see whatever Mars saw this chapter, whether it's a person, brain, or what. You know what I'm saying? I saw a comment in my last video saying that maybe that he think it's a new Ace Seraphim for some reason. Now, for some reason, I don't know why. Ever since I read that comment yesterday, I was watching other people's videos, seeing their discussion about the chapter, and I don't know why I've heard a decent amount of people say they think he's staring at a brand new Seraphim. Now, I know because the Seraphims are like in a little test tube, you know what I'm saying? The little test bubbles and it's making the gurgly, liquidy sound. So that could be what he saw. He could have saw a brand new secret hidden Seraphim. You know what I'm saying? If it was a Seraphim, that would be very interesting. I don't know how that would play out at all. But if I had to pick for it to be one, I'd pick for it to be maybe something crazy like Rocks or even Blackbeard or something like that. But I don't think it's a Seraphim though. I think if anything, it's probably going to be Vegapunk's giant brain maybe sitting in there somewhere. And if it's not that, gotta be the robot doing something. But based off the noises, I don't think it's the robot. So if it's not Vegapunk's brain, I really have no ideas for real, right? But next, we got to cut over to the Straw Hats. So I'm expecting to see Oda cut over to them because we left off with them being in some trouble last week. A lot of the weaker tier Straw Hats, mainly, right? So like Usopp and Robin, Nami, Frankie, Bonnie, right? So we gotta see somebody come in and save them. You know what I'm saying? Usopp and Nami had Saturn approaching them. I believe when it comes to who's the closest, that Zoro is closer to Saturn than he is to Venus Jiro, right? We all know what I want and what most of the community wants. We want Zoro and Venus clash this week. If it ain't this week, at least this arc. You know what I'm saying? They don't gotta have a full-on fight, but at least can they see each other? I feel like this is the perfect time for that to happen. But since Sanji is closer, Oda could have Sanji come in and save Bonnie and stuff. Because we know Sanji's kind of been on Bonnie's tip this arc a little bit. But he could have Sanji just skywalk over there to Nami they ass and let Zoro go to where he's supposed to go with Venus. Only reason I'm just thinking Sanji's probably going to get to Venus is because he has the capabilities to get over there first with Skywalk. Zoro and Jinbei are just running around, not really fast enough to get over there. But who knows? Oda can write the shit however he wants. Y'all know what I want, and that's the Venus and Zoro. Now, if Sanji does fare off against Saturn, I want to know, like, what is he going to do? Because we already saw him get hit with the eye glare shit. If Sanji does fare off against Saturn, I'm going to be honest, bro, it might be more Sanji getting dealt with. I'm going to keep it a bean here. It's a good chance no matter which Gorosei he clash with real quick, whether it's Venus Jiro or Saturn. Sanji probably gonna be used as a hype. He's definitely gonna use as a hype tool if he fights Venus. Okay, let's not act like that won't happen. Saturn is a little bit debatable. Maybe he could hold him off or something and lock in a little bit, but I don't know. I hope he does. I'm tired of Sanji just getting dealt with, honestly. And I don't know why I feel like this, but when I was rereading the chapter, it crossed my mind that Robin is with Usopp and Nami, and that's where Saturn is attacking. I don't know why. Maybe Saturn could be going for Robin or something like that. Maybe he's just going for any Straw Hat he can because he knows they will want to get their crew back. But I don't know why. Maybe he specifically might go for Robin this chapter. I doubt it, though. He won't succeed in whatever he attempts to do here. And then Luffy. Now, I expect him and the Giants to continue making their move this chapter since Luffy isn't in Gear 5 anymore. They were already just trying to run away somewhat, and now they're definitely going to be on the move even more since he's not in that form. Now, Luffy running out of Gear 5 is it's not really even weird to me, but I'm just wondering, is that why we haven't seen the robot? Like, I'm thinking yes, but at the same time, I didn't think Luffy would run out of Gear 5 before we saw the robot anyway. So this is already kind of throwing off my prediction of what I thought originally in the first place, so I'm not really too sure. I feel like if the robot does cut off, then that kind of spoils that Luffy's Gear 5 is like the ancient power source or whatever. So I don't know if Oda's gonna do that and just show it to us and explain it to us like that, but making the connection with Luffy cutting off Gear 5 and the robot cutting off, I'm not too sure. Or maybe since Luffy's been in Gear 5 for a little minute, the robot still can run around and he like got a little bit of charge in him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too sure. because we didn't see no mention of this nigga at all this chapter. But we're gonna say that about for a second. Let's get back to Luffy, right? Luffy and Gear 5 running around. I'm not sure what he will do this chapter, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking he might engage a little bit more with Workery a little bit more. We saw last chapter Luffy tried to punch him with Red Rock and it hurt his hand. So maybe after that, Luffy might just decide to say, fuck it, I'm running, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't even damage him right now. But something has to get in Luffy's way here. I don't really know. I'm not really feeling getting the Gorosei intercepting him anymore because he's had his little interaction. He had the interaction with Saturn, with Workery, with the Worm. Only two he hasn't really interacted with is Venus, Zoro, and Mars, and they're off doing other shit. So maybe this chapter could be the chapter Luffy interacts with the robot, maybe, because he's really not, he's just trying to get away now, right? And unless the robot is what Mars sees at the end of the chapter, where the fuck else is this robot gonna be at this chapter, okay? Now, robot could potentially could step in to help one of the Straw Hats with the Gorosei, whether it's the Venus Zoro or Saturn situation. He could step in for that, but I'm thinking that's Zoro or Sanji's reign right there because we didn't see them at all this past chapter either. Robot, Zoro and Sanji definitely gotta do something this chapter because them niggas wasn't seen at all last chapter. For how this chapter could potentially end, I'm definitely expecting this chapter to end off with Vegapunk's message starting, bro. His message should get ready to tick off this chapter. Honestly, I would really want the chapter to end off with his first part of the message being the last panel. Or I thought that'd be a good way to end this chapter off with a tad bit of lore to go off of to discuss for a week. And then, you know what I'm saying, wait for next week. But if we don't see the robot, bro, I'm gonna honestly be mad as fuck. Cause I feel like once the timer starts ticking, which is gonna be this chapter, it has to be this chapter at this point, the robot gonna be irrelevant as fuck once the lore starts getting dropped. So I feel like it's a good chance Oda might show the robot like the last 2-3 panels, and while the message is about to go off, that's when the robot start going crazy and doing shit, and that's his way of having the message simultaneously going off while the robot's moving around. So it's like maybe you could get a little bit of anti-robot lore while he's doing shit. I don't really fucking know. That's what I'm thinking towards though. But I definitely think this chapter will be better than the most recent chapter we had. I'm expecting a more lore this chapter, more action, more Gorosei to do more things. Oda, I swear to God, nigga, if you don't give me Venus versus Zoro clash this chapter or none, if you don't give me no Sanji or Zoro versus the Gorosei this chapter, Oda, I'm finding you, my nigga. I swear to God I am. But I love y'all boys, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully this One Piece chapter is golden and live up to my expectations. It probably will, because Oda rarely disappoints me. But love y'all boys, and if there's any other anime content y'all want or any other One Piece topics y'all want me to discuss, let me know in the comment section below, and I will have them for y'all boys. And I'll be back on Friday for the chapter reaction, man. Peace out.